Ooh. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Ruben Amorim press conference reaction show. Yes, people, I'm wearing Halloween pajama bottoms. Look, see? Just stand up, you'll be able to see them. Look, ho ho ho. Yep. Do you want a twirl? I'll give you one. Ooh. Yep, scary. No, it's not really scary. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to your Ruben Amorim stream press conference reaction. Now, I have to say, today this has completely caught me off guard. When I saw this afternoon that Manchester United app gave me the notification that Ruben Amorim was doing a press conference today, I couldn't believe it. I was shell shocked at people because usually it happens on a Friday, but they must have their reasons why they done it a day earlier. So, yeah, we're here a day earlier, people. Let's get it right. Big up to every single one of you who's live and logged in already this evening. Much appreciated. Now, if you are new to our YouTube channel, why not consider hitting the subscribe button? Because I upload plenty of Manchester United content. And I think tomorrow, Mark Skinner is doing his press conference reaction. So we will be there for that as well, people. Because we don't just do Ruben Amorim anymore. We do Mark Skinner as well. Because I do cover Manchester United women's football as well on this channel. Dynamite Sorting's in the building already. Bash. Big up to you, Dynamite Sorting. Good evening, by the way. Big up. I was not happy about the League Cup mentality. Is Enzo Maresca is not Chelsea level. Get me proper manager. It can bring me winning mentality. True, Dynamite Sorting, He just does not have the elite mentality, does he, Enzo Maresca. But also make sure, people, you are subscribing as well to my Mr. Joshy J extra channel and my football channel. Links are in the description and pinned on top of the live chats, and in the descriptions this stream is my channel membership. Yes, I have a level 1 and level 2 membership. So if anyone wishes to become a YouTube channel member today, you can find all the information pinned on top of the live chat. And make sure you are hitting the like button, people, because it really does get my video out in the YouTube algorithm. Hi, Mr. Joshy J. I'm saying 3-1 United on Saturday. That's a good prediction, Hopefully, Denley, we can keep the winning run going, mate. But good evening, by the way. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. Another red, that's not sustainable, Dynamite Sorting. How many more red cards are you going to get? Seriously. I mean, your discipline is absolutely shocking, mate. It is abysmal. Not even anywhere near close to being anywhere near sustainable. Keep getting players sent off. It really isn't. Nowhere near sustainable. I watched Traitors tonight on TV, the game show. Oh, that's quite good, I've heard. I think I've only watched a couple of episodes of it, but I've heard it's quite a good programme. So, Ruben Amorim has been talking to the media today. I don't think Sean Dyche has done his press conference yet, which that's a bit of a shame because I always like to hear what the opposition have got to say. But anyway, Ruben Amorim has been speaking to the media. Now, if you are new to these press conference reaction shows, what I do is I react to Ruben Amorim's press conference reaction. So I may stop it halfway through if I need to call out something, maybe any PR or he's mentioned a positive thing, because don't forget last week I paused it a few times because actually he said something sensible and positive. So just because I'm pausing it, it doesn't always mean it's down to PR, because it's not all about the PR all the time, but mainly these press conferences are full of banner and mash waffle. But last week, that one he did, I've not really got much to complain about. It was very sensible and sustainable press conference. So I'm kind of hoping, people, this one's going to be a repeat. I mean, let's get it right. That'd be awesome if it is a repeat. I'm not surprised if Chelsea gets another red card against Spurs. Yeah, I mean, there always seems to be a red card in that fixture, doesn't there? I mean, either a Chelsea player or a Tottenham player could get sent off in that one. Yeah, that fixture's got a red card written all over it. I agree, 100% agree. Right, I'll just grab my personal phone and we'll listen to the press conference, people. But I hope you're all well anyway, that you're having a good day. I hope your Thursday's gone good. What have you been up to? Because probably my younger audience, they've been on half term this week. So what have you been up to this week? You know, you got up to any good stuff? You been up to any good stuff? Let me know down below. But yeah, big up to every single one of you. Like I said, make sure you are hitting the like button because it really does get my video out in the YouTube algorithm, people. It really does. You should watch Traitors. It's a good show. Yeah, I've watched a couple of episodes. I haven't watched it all the time. Oh, big up to you, Irish Painter. Bash, big up to you. I guess you used to be Danny B, didn't you, mate? But yeah, big up. Good evening, by the way. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. How have you been? How's your day gone? And how's your week so far? Yeah, mine's gone good. You know, I've just been doing my usual, really. So, yeah. But like I said, people, make sure you are subbing and hitting the like button. And you wish to subscribe to my two other channels. They are in the descriptions this video. That'd be much appreciated, people. If we could get this stream up to at least 10 likes, you know, that'd be amazing. Oh, we're currently on 9 likes, so we could be 1 like away from 10 likes. So that's brilliant. After the start we had, I'm not saying we are back, but it's a good run at the moment. See, sensible, thank you. I like people like this. I like how you're being realistic like me, mate. Yes, I'm feeling positive that things are going in the right direction, but a drop off could happen again. So I'm taking nothing for granted, then, Lee 15. So I agree with you, mate. Thanks. It's the final next week of the Traitors. That's good. That's good that you're all good. But like I said, I'm shell shocked. Ruben Amorim's done his press conference today. You know, I wasn't expecting it. I really wasn't. You know, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit and a surprise. I mean, surely they must have no reason why they're doing it today. Maybe, you know, they want to do Mark Skinner's press conference reaction tomorrow. So if that's the case, I get it. I get it, people. But, you know, oh, it gave you the notification. Good. Brilliant. That's good news. That's encouraging. Hopefully they're about to fix this issue. All it takes is a couple of injuries and we are fucked. They need to back him in the January proper squad depth. True, very true, Irish Painter. Very true, mate. I agree with you. Definitely. A couple more injuries, then we are screwed. Bash! 10 likes. Yep, we hit 10 likes, people. Brilliant. Like I said, the more you do hit the like button, the more it does get my video out in the YouTube algorithm because, you know, YouTube have made a lot of changes recently and it's been very buggy, like people not receiving notifications that I'm going live. Views dropped a little bit, but it's not just been on my channel, you know, it's been on so many different channels. I'm not looking forward to the transfer window. Yeah, I get that, daylight sorting. I get that, mate. Right, let's get this press conference started, people. So let's go. Let's hear what anything interesting's got to be said. Right, here we go. Let's go. 5 minutes and 7 seconds. That's not a very long press conference, is it? But anyway, we'll get going.
We've seen that Lissandra Martinez has returned to personal training. That's great.
Oh, damn, I had this sound down, so I'll just play that at the start.
We've seen that Lissandra Martinez has returned to personal training. That's a great boost. When do you expect him to be available for the side, and is there anybody unavailable for this weekend?
Now, that is a great boost. I mean, if he is fit again, Lissandro Martinez, that's great news because, he's been out for a long time, hasn't he? Bosh! Big up to you, Michael.Chelsea FC. Good evening. Daylight 14 said he received the notification that I went live. Did you get the notification? Because Daylight 14 said he has. So, yeah, it's encouraging if so. But if not, you're here now. So that's good news. Right. Let's continue.
He wants to go to this one. He's not going to this one. He's going to take time. He started training with us, but we had to change some things in the exercise for him. So slowly he's going to get better. It's really good. It's really good, and he gives us that edge in every training session. That is also really good for us. The rest of the guys, we have one more day. I don't know about Harry Maguire. I think the rest is fit. Saturday is obviously a big game, but it's also
Mr. Sean Dyche, bro, we will get women in headlocks. 418 TV, Josh. Yeah, that's funny. That's real funny. I'm not sure he's done his press conference today. I mean, I can check, but I don't think he has. Probably be tomorrow, won't it? Because Forest and their home team. Sean Dyche press conference. I mean, he might have done one today, but I just can't see it. Oh, he has done one today. Brilliant. We'll react to that then. I'll just carry on listening to Ruben Amorim's. And so Dyche's done his today as well. Okay. Cool.
1 year anniversary of your appointment as Manchester United manager. I appreciate you didn't come in for a week or so after that and maybe 24 days until you took in. But how do you reflect on that first year? Was a journey.
A journey, that's for sure. I mean, it took you ages to win back-to-back games, didn't it? So, yeah, it's been a bit of a roller coaster for you and for us Manchester United fans. I mean, let's get it right.
It was a big journey. Was tough. Was really tough. Good moments, bad moments. I learned a lot.
A lot of bad moments, I say.
It is really important. I found out that even in my lower moments, I can stick with the things that I believe, and that is a good thing to for anyone to understand that. Today, the answer is different from 3 weeks ago, so it's important to understand that. So it's one of the biggest honors of my life to be here, and I want to continue here.
Martinez will not go straight in the starting lineup. He's not even match sharp fitness yet. Yeah, true. A journey. What? Trust the process journey. Oh, you make me laugh.
For many years. Ruben, it's only been 2 matches so far for Nottingham Forest under Sean Dyche. You've obviously played him before when he was manager of Everton. Do you know exactly what to expect from his team on Saturday?
I have to say, yes, I know what to expect from Nottingham Forest, that they will not make it easy for us. It'd be a tricky game going to the City grounds, and I think our record is quite poor at the City ground. And now they got Sean Dyche, I just feel it's going to be a completely different game. Because if they still had Ange Postecoglou, then absolutely I'll be rubbing my hands thinking, yeah, we're going to get all 3 points. But with Sean Dyche, it'd be a lot more harder, people. Let's get it right. And Nottingham Forest, they are going to want to see a reaction after that horror show last weekend. I mean, let's get it right. Big up, Josh, mate. Bash. Big up to Adam Partridge. Good evening, mate. Yeah, this completely caught me off guard, mate. Hey, mate, I can stream now. Oh, big up to you, Ethan Ball Shorts. Well done, mate. Yeah, you got your channel up to 50 subs then. Oh, fair play. But yeah, this completely caught me by surprise that Ruben Amorim was doing this press conference today. It's when I was looking through my phone, I saw it come up on the Man United app. I was thinking, oh, okay, we're here a day earlier then. So, yeah, let's go.
More or less. I watched the last game. Was one of the first ones here that we won, and we were so lucky in that game. You look at the result, was not that result. Should not be that result. I watch against Porto. I watch against Bournemouth. The style of play is similar, different characteristics. I watched one game that we did in pre-season with Sporting, so to try to understand how he played in that game, and it's similar. He can change some characteristics of the players, and then with the talent that they have, especially with Gibbs White, Anderson, Odoi, very good players. So we need to be prepared for a different game against Brighton. We had space to play. We are not going to have that space. You need to understand that we are not being the same team away and at home. So we need to improve the way we control the environment. Every tackle is a big moment for the opponent fans. So we need to play better away.
Yeah, this is one thing we got to sort out is our away form, because our away form is not great, people. I'm not going to lie.
For a very tough match.
Absolutely, Ruben. Ahmad and Brian and Women are probably.
Yeah, weird one, Adam Partridge, isn't it? You know, do not know why in the press conferences today. Most do, some tomorrow. Sean Dyche has done his today as well, mate. So maybe because Sean Dyche did his today, United wanted to do theirs today as well. But yeah, very bizarre because they're usually on Fridays. But I think tomorrow is Mark Skinner's press conference reaction. So we will be there for that, people. 100%. Because I'm always interested to hear what Mark Skinner's got to say. The Manchester United women's manager, 100%. You're okay, Josh, mate? Yep, I'm all good. Thank you, Adam Partridge. Amorim is okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll wait and see, mate. I did get 80 views on my Serie A match today. That's not bad going, mate, to be honest, Because, yeah, that's similar to what I get for a live watch along. Jorgensen, number 2 goalkeeper, is absolutely awful. Not Chelsea level. Never wasted money. Yeah, I agree. Big up. Yeah, big up to Adam Dar 2025. Good evening, mate. Thank you for joining me this evening. Of course, I raided your channel last night, didn't I? I bet you weren't expecting that, were you? That me to redirect to you last night, but there wasn't really anyone else live highlights. So I thought, yeah, I'll redirect to you last night, mate. 123, Josh, say elite high standards. Big up, Ethan. FT shorts, full-time ball shorts. Yeah. Subscribe to you. Thanks, Josh CJ. Yeah, no worries, mate. No worries. You're very welcome, mate.
A really good relationship on and off the pitch. What have you seen with that? But also, how do you find without them in a month's time they go to AFCON?
If we have time to suffer with that, we are going to struggle a little bit, but we already knew. It's going to be an opportunity because when I watch the trainings, there are players they should be playing, but it's hard with one game to take some players from the team because they are doing well also during the training in games. So other players are going to have the opportunity to help us. They are understanding the way we want to play. So if we are improving on that, the change of characteristics are not going to change the idea or the momentum of the team. But let's use Ahmad and Brian in these games, and then we'll see in January.
not sure if you were aware, but a few months ago in May, when it was a bit more difficult here, Sean Dyche made some comments that if he was the United boss, he would win more games playing 4-4-2. He also said you needed time to implement your philosophy. Are we seeing that now with you making those comments?
First of all, maybe it's true. If you play in 4-4-2, we won more games, but I always say that I have a way of playing that is going to take a while, and then in the future, is going to be better.
Again, this goes back to the usual topic, though, doesn't it? That unfortunately in football you don't get any time these days whatsoever. It's like time for what? Time for what exactly? Yeah, because when you're a manager and things start going wrong for you, you are under pressure immediately. Like literally, there's no second chances, people. So these days, unfortunately, the harsh reality is you hardly get any time in football these days because football is a brutal business.
So we don't know that. Then I can look at Shandaish as a manager and then as a pundit. If you are a pundit and you don't say very strong things, I don't want to watch you. I'm the same with so I can understand that it's a completely different job, and I know that Shandaish is really smart and he knows how to play the game.
That I agree. He is smart, very smart.
And he also understands that one thing is when we are seeing the game and talking about the game. Other thing is to coach a team. So I understand that. I have nothing to say. I just want to win the next one.
Yeah, Plymouth Argyle. Yeah, I will get on to talk about them at some point. But yeah, honestly, Green Army. Yeah, you need the wooden spoon. Honestly. Oh, if you heard that, that's just my wooden spoon touch my mug. For Forest, just touch the side of my mug. But yeah, I seen they got Sean Dyche now from Everton. Yes, and he excuse me, he managed Burnley as well. Yes, he also managed them. Did quite well at Burnley, to be fair. You know, he kept them in the Premier League quite some time. Yeah, no worries, Adam Partridge. You know, I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with the Blue Army either, you know, Chippenham Town, because they're 24th in the National League South. Wouldn't seem for you, Chippenham Town FC, Blue Army. Sort it out. Otherwise, yeah, we're getting relegated. We'll be going down to Southern Premier Division. Not good. Not good at all. Sort it out. So that was Ruben Amorim's press conference. So let's have a listen to Sean Dyche's press conference, people. This is going to be very interesting.
Hi, Sean.
Hi.
If we could start quickly with your team news, any changes from the players you had available at Bournemouth?
Yeah, I've just made a note actually. So we've got a couple of knocks. Angus Curtin, who's not currently playing, but obviously part of the squad, he's opened up his knee ligaments. Woody's going to be possible for the Leeds game. He won't make this one. We'll have to see how that goes. Ola's making good progress. Zinchenko's a no at the moment, unfortunately, a bit longer than we thought. Backwards still a no, but making good progress. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have to read them off there so I don't forget them, you know. And so we're hoping no more occurs, that's for sure. A few knocks, but nothing of the too serious at the moment.
Okay, and in terms of the...
I just love the way Sean Dyche talks, honestly. Where I come from Somerset, you know, so his accent kind of reminds, like, the way I talk, you know, when I growl and that, if I'm out in a ranch, you know, you can really hear the Somerset side to me. So, yeah, to me, he sounds very much like a Somerset person, Sean Dyche. He really does. But based on form, you're basically better and slightly favourites that do not carry it away because maybe they can surprise United. Absolutely. That's what it's about, Adam Dar. Absolutely. He's all sunny. Yeah, he does. But he makes me laugh, Adam Partridge. Because like I said, I come from Somerset. So I think his accent sounds very similar to mine. But I think he's Welsh. So obviously I'm not. You know, I'm English.
The players you have got available, the work you've been doing. You said after that Bournemouth defeat, they'd have to put some hard work in. I actually saw on Tuesday they were doing a bleep test. I don't know kind of what you found from that. And
yeah, it's not really a story now. All it is
Flamengo in the Libertadores final. Oh, good luck to them.
I explained it at all my clubs that I've been at, going back to Watford even, that I've got loads of data on a test that we've done many times. So it's not an exact thing. It doesn't mean you're super fit or not, but it gives us a baseline to work from. So we introduced that to the players just because we had a window of opportunity. Obviously, it's difficult when there's so many games. And just to get my own measurement, because you don't want to always go on game data, because we had a big shift in game data.
Absolutely. You do not want to go on game data, that's for sure. See, he knows that the data and the matrix is a load of overhyped, overrated bollocks. I mean, let's get it right, because one thing in football is what matters is the scoreline, people. You can carry on talking about XG, GA, and all that, but one thing that matters is that you're winning matches. That is what it's about at the end of the day. If Henry talks shit about Man United, we'll have to get a video up and rip him a new arsehole with Josh Ray. Absolutely. As soon as that Ronan starts chatting shit about my football club, that's it.
From the Porto game to Bournemouth. But you've got to go on your eyes and your feel, but equally it's nice to have something that you know the stats and the facts of. So, yeah, there's work to be done, but there's a few of them shone and a few of them did really well, which proves their baseline is there, and there's work to be done, but that's quite standard for coming into a new situation.
I spoke to Morgan Gibbs-White this week. He was saying that he was very much welcoming the demands you're putting on them. He is somebody who probably attracts a lot of focus.
Yes, Adam. Thanks, mate. Thanks. Get it all in the bin.
How do you get the best out of somebody like him? How important is it you get the best out of him?
Well, I certainly can assure you we're not just trying to get the best out of him, we're trying to get the best out of everyone. We're trying to add our attention to detail, what we choose to use, what we think is relevant to game planning and game performance. I must say he's a terrific pro. He comes in with a smile, he wants to work, he wants to, he's infectious with what he does. And we've got a number of them, and it is beginning to grow. I think we're trying to get everyone to open their minds to what we want to do and to accept some of the hardship of it, because there is some hard days. We want to make sure that we can get them up to speed, or our version of it. But there's a good base to work from. I make it clear you're never miles away from where we want them to be, but they're not quite there yet. But him amongst a number of others have all taken to it really, really well.
And going for 3 points is all that matters, and a win. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Adam Dar. Time for what, Josh, mate? Don't get time in football, do you, Josh, mate? None whatsoever, Adam Partridge.
I want to progress. I want to push forward for myself, for the team, the staff, and for the fans, of course, as well.
Ruben Amorim was asked today about the comments you made on the overlap back in May. I guess the discussions were around him saying that he wasn't going to change his style. And you said, with 4-4-2, I think you would have won more games at the time. And he actually agreed today. He said, yeah, he probably would. And he also said, as a pundit, I want to hear them making strong opinions. It's boring to listen to otherwise. You kind of pleased that you didn't take offence?
No, it's not about that. I think that I'd like to think most managers do a bit of homework on each other as people. I didn't question him as a person, and I'd know him. I'd never do that with managers. I get on with most of them away from football. We have a couple of words on the sidelines now and again. But equally in that same thing, it's unfortunate nowadays for us.
Big up to Yeti and Ross to stop.
Everything, it changed the whole story. I'm sure that Man United have got a big enough press department to watch that whole interview, because I equally said I want managers to be given time. I don't like seeing managers coming out of situations, because I've had it. And I equally said a pre-season, and they said what would be a fair timeline. I actually said half a season to continue the work he was doing. But unfortunately, that doesn't make the story. We all know that. And equally, on the second point, I think everyone should know, and I'm sure people have told him, I have maximum respect for all managers, not just Premier League managers. I know managers from all across the football spectrum, and it's one of the hardest jobs probably in sport.
Yeah.
Certainly, I think so. And that's very in sports around the world. So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, management is not easy, people. Let's get it right. It is very, 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 very difficult.
his media partner will have made it clear to him. And at that point, don't forget as well, the points tally I was suggesting, maybe the basics would have worked better. That was my suggestion. And they have changed their style, so fair play to him, the management side of things, his coaching staff, the players. They have changed their style. Not necessarily his beliefs, but just their style. They are being a bit quicker to play forwards and play longer, a bit tighter and getting back into their shape and things like that. So that's management, that's coaching. You know, that doesn't mean he's changed his whole philosophy. It just means he's adapting it to the challenge that's right in front of him. So fair play to him. That's the job as manager. You know, is you've got to be as flexible as you can when needed. Of course, there's a time to stick with everything you believe in. There's a time to be flexible. And so far, he showed a bit of flexibility in what he was talking about. And yeah, they're getting results. So fair play to him. I just don't want it to be fair play to him when there was a blows on Saturday, quite obviously, for obvious reasons.
Well, obviously, you know, from a Nottingham Forest perspective, of course you're hoping that's not going to be the case.
The manager, if there was
Where me, from a Manchester United perspective, you know, I'm hoping we can win the game. Yes, they do downright sort of thing, you know. I think if Aston Villa beat Liverpool on Saturday evening at 8 o'clock, then yes, I think he's under huge pressure. And the way he put that Carabao Cup in the bin last night, you know, total disrespects that competition. He only played 2 experienced players in the starting lineup and had no experienced players on the bench. I mean, that is total disrespect to the competition. And literally, he's thrown these young kids under the bus because literally they were thrown into the deep end. I mean, what are we doing here? Seriously. Naive from Arne Slot. Honestly, Real Madrid takes on Valencia at the same time before they played Liverpool, 8 p.m.
another manager this week who was showing his respect for you. I think Pep had some words to say about you. Did you hear what he had to say?
No, I tend to not read much of the media, especially what I say. So let's just let you print it and get on with it.
He was basically being asked about some of the
Sensible. See, he doesn't take any notice in the media. He just lets them do their job and print it. He's got no interest in listening to the media. Fair play to you, Sean Dyche.
Tactics being used by certain teams in the Premier League this season, whether it be long throws, longer balls at times, set pieces, and he brought you up as, he was like basically saying this is nothing new, and actually Sean Dyche...
Well, there's a couple, you know. Irola could come in, Oliver Glasner, or some fans are saying bring back Jurgen Klopp, and Jurgen Klopp is not ruled out a return to Liverpool, so it'd be interesting to see.
Was one of the very best, and what you did at Burnley, etc.
Well, I'll thank him for his words. I mean, he certainly knows the respect I have for him in his works. I've told him on several occasions, away from the game, you know, we have a bit of private time. I think I must make it clear, I often leave that to the set piece to my staff. So I'd thank them on his behalf. But at that time, I was probably having more input. But over the years, the staff, you know, the demands of the job grow. My favourite pet moment, actually, apart from the Lionel Messi story, which I told recently, is he once said, he gave me the biggest compliment ever. He said, playing Sean's team is like going to the dentist, and I don't like the dentist. And I said, it was brilliant. So it's the best compliment I've ever had. Because when you little old Burnley play Man City, he meant it as a compliment, by the way. That's my point. He wasn't being funny about it, and I got it. And he said to me after, he said, fair play, you know. We always struggled at their place, but Burnley was always a tight game. But that's by the by now. You know, I'm here at Nottingham Forest. I want to do everything I can to make us successful. And if we can use set pieces, we certainly will, I can assure you. And equally, in the bigger picture, I did reference it on my sort of coming back to this club interviews. You know, it's funny how football does change, because I was just with Tony Pulis a couple of weeks ago doing a podcast, and he's been lauded for long throws. Trust me, I remember he's getting hammered for long throws. So that's...
Oh, yeah. Look, on current form, downright sorting, you wouldn't put Man City past beating Liverpool at all.
Football in that fashion, and obviously I'm not going to say skinny jeans and flat jeans too many times.
I mean, no, Man City aren't exactly on the best of form themselves, you know. They're only really scoring the goals because of Erling Haaland.
Because last time I was a mean going out with me with skinny jeans and with flared jeans on, so is it by magic? But you understand the point.
Yeah, he's got a good sense of humour, hasn't he?
As fashion comes around, so does.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, football has to change because, if everyone goes into the block defence, how are you
It's changed for the worse, though, especially like in terms of social media, like all the PR and PSR involved.
break that down? You've got to play quicker, you've got to play longer, you've got to get more crossing because it's hard to break down at the block defence. If it's counter-attack, how do you counter the counter-attacking, it doesn't move as rapidly as people think, but it does move, and the shifting sands of the tactical side of the game, equally I said recently, games been going like 140 years, certainly for the last 80 and 90. The tactical plan, the tactical form has been tried by everyone and everything. The detail is important now. The analysis, the detail, the stats, the facts, that's what's changed. But the actual format, it hasn't changed that much. If anyone can be bothered, if they read Inverted the Pyramid, it's a very good book and it'll explain lots of different tactical formats from many, many years ago. And it's worth a read just to remind yourself that every new guru of football you go, actually, there's been one of you somewhere before. But the modern game insists on the way it is. So I'll just roll with it.
Great, thank you. All the best.
Thanks, Kirsty. Sam for PLP.
Hi, Sean.
Hiya.
Last week you gave the players credit for the amount that you had to cry.
Big up to you, Yuan. Well, they're certainly doing well at the moment, but the problem is, it's their manager, you see, Mikel Arteta, you can't 100% trust him, can you?
In and the information that they had to absorb in such a short space of time that you had with them. This week, how beneficial has it been in terms of the improvements that you're seeing with the squad, having a full week of training with them uninterrupted from European competition?
We're still changing a lot, so they've been really good this week, and we've added in some new work with them today. The idea of cramming, because it's more about the risk or reward of it, because you don't want to keep players there too long, because we've got a lot of games coming, not so much this week, but the ongoing traffic that's coming our way with the games. Informing them enough that they can make sense of it and apply it, and not too much, but it's just too much for them to remember. So it's always a tricky one. It's always a fine line, but we're trying to add in lots.
Yo, big up, Ran, the man. Big up, mate. Good evening. Thank you for joining me this evening, mate. Much appreciated. How are you doing, mate?
Tactics, about it could be set pieces, about psycho.
Arsenal don't have the mentality to win the league. It's a Arteta. Yep. Arsenal fans trust Arteta religiously like Colts and Josh. They do, mate. It's mad. Like, there's more Arteta fans than Arsenal fans. Good evening, pal. Yep. Good evening, Unai Emery's phrase.
About dietary requirements and all the professionalisation of players in our style, of course. I need to make that clear. I never question other managers, as I was just suggesting about Ruben, but I do question.
This is the said Fold 7. This is the latest Fold phone. I love it. I used to have the S25 Ultra, but I wanted to switch to the Fold 7. See? And look, it opens up. See? Literally turn it into a mini tablet. I mean, it's crazy. Mental. Absolutely insane, mate. Right, where are we? Here we go.
Our way of working and how we can imprint that onto the group. And so it is an ongoing process, and I think it's still going to...
1.35k subscribers paying off there. I've done... This channel's done really well, mate. I can't thank you guys enough. I really can't. Thoughts on Halloween tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, I quite like Halloween and that. I mean, obviously, look, I'm wearing Halloween pajamas. Look. Ooh. See? There they are, look. Who are going down with Wolves and West Ham? Be interesting to see. I think West Ham are definitely going down. Wolves and probably, I say Burnley. I cook more into Chelsea YouTube today and calling them out in those brown envelopes. No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything special at all. Burnley, yep. Yeah, then this is who Sean Dyche used to manage. And obviously, I think they'll get relegated.
Take a bit of a while till we get everyone kind of on board with it and knows.
Yep. Then it's bonfire night, and then before you know it, yep, be nearly Christmas.
Point in the right direction, more in the sense of understanding it. I must make clear they're working really hard, so there's no.
Do you mean a darts live watched on, or are you on about me playing a game of darts? Like with my dartboards in the background. Dyche will be amping up the Forest Fires by playing lookalike with them. Yeah, true. Faults on his time at Egerton. He saves them many more times score, getting in place by David Moyes and sacks. I agree, 100%. Dyche should be. Oh, the game. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can do that at some point, 100%.
That is just the understanding of what we want, the detail of how they can deliver it, and that's an ongoing process. It always is, but it certainly is at this period because we're still cramming a lot into them, and they're doing great with it. They're listening.
Managers with personality needed, especially in relegation battle. I agree, 100%. That's a very good point, Ran the man.
Trying to apply it.
Looking ahead of Saturday, Manchester United having a good run of recent form at the moment. Cunha getting his first goal for United in the Premier League. A really strong-looking attack that's coming with some momentum behind them. What's going to be key for your Forest squad to break that down?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they've got a big result against Liverpool, and it seems to just quiet the noise down and give them a bit more freedom to go into games. From our point of view, we've got to get back to the Porto performance. We stepped away from it, but almost I was questioning whether I should have played this team, should have played that time. But the performance against Porto was so good, and I thought, well, I've got to give that another half, at least 60 minutes, see if we can go and perform like that again. As it happened, we didn't quite.
Yeah, if they play like what they did against Porto, then that's going to be a really tough game for us. I'm not going to lie. For team bonding purposes, and you got a guy there in Dyche who has kept many teams up. Well, he kept Burnley up for so many years, didn't he? Ran the man. He's experienced and knows how to get most out of players that people write off as championship quality. Yep. What's about doing a watch on for next Grand Prix in Brazil? I'll see. Wait and see. Egerton too. Yeah, he did a decent job at Egerton.
Physical strength to carry it through, but it certainly wasn't a lack of them trying. It's just getting up to that.
It was last season. Then David Moyes took over. Yeah, 10 days. Yeah, there's a bit of a break now. Because obviously we just had back-to-back races.
That speed that you need and the energy and the performance and the consistency within a performance. So we're certainly going to have to do that. You're playing Man United anyway, regardless. Whatever the noise was and is and how it's changing, spent a lot of money over the last few years, £1 billion or whatever it is. I don't know the exact number, but it's a lot. So it's still got good players. And if they're getting better results, then that breeds confidence. So we've got to change that around. I was looking at the stats because I have to be realistic with how we're trying to change things and move things forward. From the last 16 games, that being last season, this season, the points tally isn't great. It's like 13 points. Only so many wins in that. So therefore, that's a process that we've got to change. But a lot of this group have had that before, and it's the other side of that winning momentum, what that brings. So we're trying to revive that kind of feeling amongst them where they can take anyone on. And we certainly showed that against Porto, because people forget, and I did reference at the time, top European side, current form, hadn't been beaten. I think they'd won 6 in the league, 2 in the Europa League, and only conceded 1 goal or maybe 2 goals. So it was a really important performance against a good side. We've got to maintain and be consistent with them performances. So that's what we're looking for. If you get performances right, I've been saying it for years, it doesn't guarantee you a win, but it gives you a better chance if you're at your...
Yo, welcome back, Adam Partridge. Yeah, just listening to the rest of Sean Dyche's press conference now. We got about 6 minutes left at this one.
Certainly towards your top end of your performance level, and against teams like Man U, that's what we're going to do.
You spoke as well last week about raising the minimum of the players, both physically and mentally. In terms of yourself and your staff around...
Oh yeah, Flying Pig United, absolutely. Big up to him, yeah. What a legend. Michael.Chelsea FC. See, this is why my community is one of the most elite on this platform. Everyone's saying big up to each other.
Where do you start with that, with building that in the players? And is it something that fans can expect to see having an instant impact? Will we see improvements straight away from that side of things with raising the minimum on Saturday?
Well, hopefully you want to have an instant impact. We did against Porto, the newness, the freshness, the new voices, and a really positive effect. The game against Porto, I just felt we flatlined a bit physically and emotionally, maybe, because the Porto game was a big occasion for the fans, for the club as well, for myself, of course, my staff, and also the players to get back to delivering that high-level performance. But, it's finding that level of consistency daily, getting the players to produce that kind of level on a daily basis, so it just becomes something that they can do. Also, we're educating the new players, of course. The new players, some of them had 3 managers in a very short space of time. The players have had 3 managers in a short space of time.
About the usual, Adam Partridge, to be honest, mate. I've been to my parents' house, been spending time at my football club on Monday. Yeah, I've been doing quite a bit this week, so yeah. But just seeing everybody saying big up to each other in the live chat, brilliant. What going to do, Josh? Wait until match today, then do reaction, mate. If the game is repeated on Sky Sports, Michael.Chelsea FC, like on a Saturday evening, because Sky Sports do show 3 o'clock at Saturday games, they pick a fixture to show a whole rerun. I mean, if they show a whole rerun in the game, I'll watch all of it, then I'll do the match reaction. Or I'll just watch it on match a day. And but obviously I want to do reaction first because, I'm not really into that, doing a fake reaction. You haven't even seen the game. I mean, what's the fucking point in it? Seriously. Yeah, waste of fucking time if you ask me.
There's been a lot of change for him, so you can't expect it. Well, you hope it works straight away, of course, like the Porto game. But to expect that to just, be hand in glove straight away is not unachievable, but it's difficult to achieve that. And I think most managers would say that. And Ruben Amorim is a good point in case. It's taking him time, and he's gradually getting there now after quite a bit of time to do that. We want to fast track it. That's our plan anyway. And of course, that's what we've got to do. The league table isn't lying. That's where we're at. So I'm sure the player, that is the truth of it. Of course, there's always if that would have happened.
Excuse me. I mean, he's had a good start, Random Man, but again, I'm not taking anything for granted, because. But what I like of him, he's much more confident at catching the ball than what Onana and Bayindir was. Bayindir and Onana was sometimes just punch the ball away and they drop it. But with Lehmann's, he catches the ball, which I like about that. As a goalkeeper, that gives me confidence, and no doubt about it, that gives the defence confidence as well. But despite us scoring 4 goals in that game against Brighton, let's not forget we still conceded 2 goals. So not everything is rosy yet at the back. So, we need to take it one game at a time, people. We are not back yet, but I do hope we're back in business. I can't watch the game. Makes me, yeah, disgraceful. We're in 2025 and they still got this silly blackout rule. It's like, back out of here, man. As a Liverpool fan, I need Onana and Bain dear in goal, not Lemurs, who actually comes across this. I prefer Bain, dear Josh. Yeah, of course you do, because he's playing absolutely horse shite and we're losing games. I mean, real talk. Top 5 Man United goalkeepers in history. Well, I can give you my top 5. I say number 1 to me is Peter Schmeichel. Number 2, Edwin van der Sar. Number 3, David De Gea. Number 4, who else is decent? We had a few other decent goalkeepers. We had some crap ones, but we had some decent ones. Oh yeah, Sergio Romero. He was quite good. Bain there is at the top of the list. Well, yeah, for you rival fans, there's no doubt about it. Then it'd be Onana. Then probably Bartes and Roy Carroll. I mean, oh my goodness, we had some absolutely abysmal goalkeepers in the past, people. We really have. Yeah, Wooden Soon. Yeah, Wooden Soon. What are we doing here? For not showing 3 o'clock matches. Disgusting. The highest level. Disgrace.
And the decision here and the decision there, we had it at Bournemouth. Everyone knows that with a really poor decision, they can go against you. But we're still there. So therefore, that's what we've got to affect first.
Oh yeah, Brandon, man. Question I want to ask you, mate. What is your thoughts on Arne Slot playing just 2 experienced players last night and having none experienced players on the bench? I mean, to me, mate, I don't know about you, but I think that is total disrespect to the Carabao Cup. And also, he threw them kids under the bus, in my personal opinion. Heaton on the sidelines, 50k a week, easiest job in the world. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, like he's been here for so long, and yeah, he's literally on the sidelines.
All and that can only come from
Mad.
good performances, but also good prep, good training around prep, and the attitude towards the games, which I've shown many times, particularly at the City Ground over the last years, to go and take on whoever you're playing.
One last one from me. Earlier this week, we saw you presented one man in particular with something special from milestone that he hit, your club captain, Ryan Yates, 250 appearances for Nottingham Forest. How significant is it to have a character like him around the club and his role on and off the pitch?
Yeah, he's been terrific. I mean, I've known him from outside of the management zone when I was on the opposition. But no, what he is around the group as well. Look, you want them to deliver out there, of course, and that's where they really make their names, these players. But some also make it from inside the camp, the club, and what they do. And he's a fantastic professional. He's taken on everything we've offered already. He's always disappointed to not be playing, but he takes it. Like you.
Ludicrous. I agree. Shocking. Threw away potential trophy. Kids played well for their score to be only 3-0, not more at the dribbling, but got thrown in the deep end. Slot thought he could cakewalk the Carabao Cup. Yeah, naive. Absolutely naive. Yeah, ridiculous. And to just throw the competition away against Crystal Palace, who under Glasgow don't rotate too much, so we knew they'll be near full strength. Yeah, crazy work by Arne Slot. I mean, if you do not beat Aston Villa, if you lose to Aston Villa, then I think he's under big pressure, mate. And where will you stand with Arne Slot? Will you be slot in or slot out, mate? I mean, look, he did very well last season with Jurgen Klopp's team, but the problem is this season, I just don't think he has a plan B, and his team is just not gelling together. I mean, he spent about, 500 million on players, and yeah, this is not a good look, is it? If your team is spending all that money. We've had some shit goalkeepers at Man United too, Josh Ray. Oh yeah, Adam Partridge. Loads, mate. should have had reinforcements on the bench like Salah, Ekatike, Solisai, etc. if he was going to start the kids. Absolutely. Really feel for Nana Low. 2 red cards in his first 2 outs. Sorry, I pronounced that wrong, mate. Really going to hamper his confidence. Yeah, I agree. Now, his own tactics are being exposed and not the Renements and Klopp side. Yep, thanks.
Would hope a true professional does. He takes it, he cracks on with training, and he's always ready. And that's, what we ask of all the players, but he's certainly a shining light for that. And when he does play, he gives it his all. And I think that's been apparent to everyone at Nottingham Forest.
Thanks, Sean. Best of luck for this.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. We'll go to Owen from BBC.
Hi, Sean. You talked about living locally, running into people when you're out and about. Have you been running into Forest fans over the last week or so?
I haven't been out. All I do is work. Trust me, it's been long. I literally work, go home, eat, work, go home and eat. So that's it. I did pop out with my lad Max the other night. Actually, I did have a curry with him.
I do have a redirect setup. Yep.
Partial to a curry, but yeah, I've only been out, so I've hardly seen anyone outside of the club, to be honest. And I mean that sincerely. Other than family, that's been it, really. But generally speaking, then I do look forward to seeing fans when I'm out and about. I'm always open with them, and open for their questions if they want it. There's no problem with that.
It's now 448 points in the Premier League.
If you remember, Alonso was our first choice. He rejected Alcy. Amorim was the second choice, rejected Alcy. Then Slots was the third choice and accepted Alcy. You see, you guys this season are kind of reminding me of what I was expecting last season. I thought Slots would struggle in his first season, but he shocked everybody and won the Premier League title. But obviously, Man City were below par last season. Arsenal were below par, but last season Slot did amazing, but this year it's just not working out, is it? Of course, they always seem remembered for the 20th title. Oh yeah, to go level with us, 100%, history to making, but you cannot lose 6 out of 7 matches and have job security. Absolutely, because I don't think FSG will tolerate it, because they gave him all this money to spend, and if you lose to Aston Villa, then at home again, then I think he's on very much borrowed time, ran the man.
Reaction without a goal for Forest. What can be done to change that?
Well, unfortunately, as I suggested a moment ago, it's been, I have to check what the past has been, and the now and the future, and the recent past over the last.
I'll be doing Mark Skinner's conference tomorrow evening, mate. Yeah, be doing Mark Skinner.
18 games, 16 games, so I think they've returned 13 goals. So, it's not like that. It's like a goal machine. How we can change that, how we can adapt it. Obviously, we're missing some very important. Woody's become a very important player. That's been quite apparent by his stats and his facts. And that's a loss. But then on the other hand, that gives other people a chance. It gives them a new chance. T's got a new chance. Igor's got a new chance. Kelly's getting back to true fitness. But, these players have got a chance, So we want it to be open-minded. Yes, we want the players who've, rightly so, deserved a big name, including Woody, and Ola's done ever so well. Zinni's new to the club, he's a good player, these type of players. But equally, it opens up a door for someone else to come in and be their version of them. So, as many people who have that freedom to go and play and take it on, then we want that. And we want that open-mindedness as a team, to go and score goals. I can assure you this. I've just spoken today about it. There has
400 million in a single window was unheard of. FSG in its 15-year ownership. Klopp ran his team on a shoestring budget in January 21. And you should have had a lot more Premier League titles, but unfortunately, you just got beat a couple times by a very, very, very good Man City side. Every major honour in English football. You're the best, Josh, mate. Thank you, Adam Partridge. I appreciate that, mate. Big up to you, yeah? 100%. Yeah.
We had to affect the defensive side. I think everyone knows that. because things were slipping in too easily. And now we've got to find the balance and get the attacking side right. So I think that's an ongoing process. But I've said.
Yeah, so that was Sean Dyche's press conference, people. So I hope you enjoyed that. We listened to Ruben Amorim, and now we listened to Sean Dyche as well. So we are going to be redirecting to roster stocks now. So make sure you put Mr. Joshy J. Raid. I'll be back tomorrow on here with some more content. I'll be going live on my third channel tonight as well. I'm going to be doing a bit more gaming on there. So, yeah, do make sure you join me for that. You're so welcome, Josh, mate. And don't forget, Glazers out, Ineos out, Amorim out, and brown envelopes in the bin as well. Bye-bye. Roster Stocks, Mr. Joshy J. Raid. Thank you all so much for watching. Josh, mate, rank the sorts you watch in order favourite. Yeah, so football, Formula One, rugby, sometimes a little bit of cricket, and a bit of wrestling as well. So actually, I'll put wrestling third, then rugby, then cricket, I think. So yeah. Anyway, we're out of here, people. Laters. Bosh.